Welcome back to the Stratosphere. David Fink alongside broadcast partner in top 8, three-wall big ball pro Sal Duenas. Sal, Tracy Davis, women's world one-wall big ball champion, serving to Melissa Skye, multiple-time national big ball champion. A rematch of last year's quarterfinal match that Mel Skye won.
This is going to be a really good game.
And Sal, look at how the wind has picked up here. It's got to be blowing at about 25 miles per hour. Hard for Tracy to even put the ball down to bounce it for her serve. How much does that impact this big ball?
It plays a big role in it because when these girls hit the balls way up on top, and it's like a floater kind of shot, the ball moves enough to throw you off, a couple inches or half a foot. Especially when if you throw a little hook on it or a little top or spin on it.
And that's the right play for Tracy. She said that she needs to be more aggressive playing with the big ball, attack the ball, not let the ball come to her.
What's going to be interesting here is that Melissa's used to the NY blocking rules. So
if you have a 3 o'clock racquetball match, please come check in.
Well, Melissa is ranked number 3, or at one time was ranked number 3. She traveled all the events last year. She's come the closest to any woman of beating Tanisha Grooms, who remains undefeated. That's probably an unreturnable serve, but it's not. She defends that perfectly.
Really nice return. That shot's out on the left.
That's a bad air there, Sal. There's times you can make good airs when you're going for your shot, but that time that ball was...
It looked like she had the whole court to choose any shot she wanted, and she went for the out the door kind of shot.
Officials timeout here is our referee Taiwan Cook is miking himself up, Sal, so we can hear the score. Believe Tracy leading 3-1 right now. That's unofficial. It's actually 4-0. We'll get the official score here, Sal, in just a couple of seconds. As you see Tracy getting herself some shade.
Now, is Tracy playing 3-wall? She just started playing 3-wall again, right? Or she's training for that?
Well, the 3-wall nationals were a couple of weeks ago. She didn't go. She's a former winner of the 3-wall nationals, but she plays almost entirely 4-wall, small ball handball. But she learned how to play with the big ball as a teenager. She then, sort of the opposite of what you did, Sal, where you started with the small ball and went to big. She went from the big ball to the small ball and now plays almost exclusively with that ball.
Good deep serve.
Call Deluski to the tourney desk.
Good change up there. I always wondered why Melissa, she on the return, she never flies them. She always runs all the way back. I wonder if she...
The score is at 5-0.
She hit them in the air, if that would break some time.
Side out.
It seems like, Sal, with Tracy serving that cross-court overhand serve to the left, that she should stand a little closer to the right side wall, because you don't really have much of an angle from the middle of the court. And she's already hit 2 serves out.
0 plays 5.
If she took a couple of steps to her right, I think it'd be a more high percentage serve.
Yeah, sometimes it's good just to take that extra step. Wow, what a nice shot. Had that been a side front, it would have been a totally different outcome.
Well, Melissa missed a big opportunity there to get on the scoreboard.
Stays at 5-0.
Wow, 5-0.
Hold the serve. Hold the serve, sorry.
Our referee, current world one-wall big ball champion, Taiwan Cook. There's a lot of championships on this court right now, Sal.
5-0.
Including a yellow jersey in the booth. And it's not mine.
Taiwan's a great, remarkable player as well.
That's a point to the server.
Great personality in the sport also.
I love his professionalism.
The score now is 6-0.
And Sal, we can see the ball changing direction here as it comes back towards us with the wind.
Yeah.
The ball's slowing up. The wind is actually at the player's back.
But that's the thing, is that when the guys are playing and they're hitting it with a lot of force, you don't see it that much. But when the girls are hitting it, it's not as hard. It's the kind of the floater shots. You definitely see it. I mean, I would think out in New York. I mean, I don't know if it gets windy out there any at all.
No, it does.
But with the one wall, without the three wall,
Court 5.
you got those
Norton,
crosswinds coming in.
Side down.
Asensio, court 5.
Tracy actually was a little bit unhappy when the draws were changed and she saw she was going to have to play Melissa in the quarterfinals, knowing that she lost to her last year. But this looks like a completely different match than what we saw last year.
Point to the server.
Yeah, it looks like she's been training. Tracy, that is, she's been really practicing, and I was able to get a couple games in with her on Tuesday. We played about 3 matches here.
I think that really helped her, Sal, because she had an opportunity to spar with one of the greats in the game, and I'm sure that you gave her some. I saw you guys talking during your match. I'm sure you gave her some tips that are helping her out right now, and will help her out as this event progresses. We just watched Danielle Daskalakis defeat Jessica Gully in a tiebreaker. A little bit surprising, but Jessica got on a roll there in the second game, trailing 8-5. Danielle made a number of errors, and Jessica showed why she's been one of the top 4-wall players in the world for a number of years.
Yeah, on Tuesday, I served my hardest serve to Tracy down the middle.
Yeah.
And you know, I did the angle serves out to the right, and she responded to 80% of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Tracy. She loves to play power against power.
Yeah, she's definitely a power style player.
Tracy's errors generally come when you slow the ball down.
Play 0.
That's an excellent serve.
Wow, that's a really nice serve.
But Melissa defended that beautifully. But that's not an easy shot there, Sal. She takes that ball out of the air. It's coming across her body diagonally.
Yeah.
She cuts off the angle and
easy.
has the control.
It's easy to miss.
Yeah. See, a lot of players miss that shot. That's a good return.
Side down.
Forces the error. I don't know, Sal, if you chalk that up as an unforced error by Tracy or if you just consider that a forced error because of a good return.
I believe it's a forced error.
Okay.
At 0, plays 8.
So our scorecard will look pretty much the same then.
And it's what's nice is that Tracy covers so much ground. But I think Melissa has more experience in the 3-wall. Would you say?
No, I would say that Tracy has more experience playing 3-wall because she's played in about 13 or 14 big or USHA nationals.
Oh, right, that's
3-wall
right.
nationals. Now Melissa, I believe, just started playing 3-wall last season. She played in 4 events last year and so far this year 2. So I certainly give the edge to Tracy.
And plus, Tracy has a 3-wall because of the 4-wall, so
right.
She knows a little bit.
Score stays at 8. Sorry, 0, plays 8.
Well, let's not forget, Tracy is the best women's 1-wall player in the world. She hasn't lost a 1-wall match in 12 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, you talk about Samson Hernandez, Sal, as being a dominant player, and he certainly is, but we're talking about a woman that's gone 12 years without a singles loss in small ball 1-wall.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
8 consecutive titles in 8 events played, but she took 4 years off. So still has not lost. She's won every event she's played.
It's remarkable. I mean, she's 3-wall, small ball, big ball.
She's certainly the best all-around women's player, I think, ever.
I agree with you.
And she's also won the Women's Classic 2 years in a row, which is the premier women's 4-wall small ball event outside of the nationals every year.
Now, I don't know much about Melissa. Has she competed in the top? What would you say she's like in the top 5 in New York or in 1-wall big ball?
Yeah, she's in the top 5. Generally, regularly finds herself in the finals or semifinals of all the big events.
Wow.
Particularly in big ball.
Point to the server.
See, that's why I disagree with her standing so far back. She's, you know, about 5 feet from the back line behind it. When she hits the ball off the bounce, she's so far off the court.
Well, you can't do anything from 10 feet behind the back line.
And if you do return it, Tracy's just going to drop it up front.
Right.
So she missed it from Tracy. And
Tracy is very competitive. Both these women are.
Usually when I try to return
Place
shots, which
10.
would be something I would tell Tracy,
Side out.
is to return it and hit the sidewall and stuff, just to buy you some time to get back in the game. Even if it's just, you know, a 2-wall return, just to buy you a couple seconds.
At least
The
you can
score
move
is
up
at 10.
parallel with
Place
your
2.
opponent
Yeah,
and put the pressure on them.
Yeah, be somewhere close to put pressure on them
Side
on the
out.
next shot.
Thank you, I have it.
You definitely don't want to lob it right in, not even a lob, but just a high shot down the middle. I mean, that's just right to their hand.
Melissa to serve at 2. Place 10.
And you see where Tracy returns the service compared to
Side down.
Melissa. Tracy was standing on the baseline
Right.
with her return. And you'll see now when Melissa returns, she'll be anywhere from 5 to 10 feet behind the
Tracy to
baseline.
serve
Right.
at 10. Place 2. Side
Nice.
out. Watch it.
The wind took that and carried it about 3 inches wide.
Melissa to serve at 2. Place 10.
Jesus.
Tracy
Side
goes for the
down.
right hand. She readjusts for the right hand shot and she gets it.
That's a shot you really have to hit perfectly when you back yourself all the way into that left side wall, because you've taken yourself out of position, so you know you have to hit a perfect shot.
Yeah, you're totally off the court.
Side down.
Not a good miss hit there. Tracy could have just
Melissa serves at 2.
hard paddled
10.
that down the right for an easy winner. That looks short from here.
Point.
Wow.
Tracy's very streaky. She's got an amazing right hand
Score
put away
now
kill
at 3. 10.
from the middle of the court.
Out.
Out ball there for Melissa.
And so, how much are you thinking about getting your serve in play, particularly when you're trailing, you know, by a
Tracy
wide
serves
margin,
at
3 to 10?
10.
You just
3.
can't give up your serve without making your opponent play.
That's where you need to take an extra 2 seconds and just bounce the ball
Side
and
down.
really think about what your next shot's going to be. And not only just your serve, but what shot you're going to have planned up for the next shot.
Melissa serves at 3. 10.
You slow down the pace.
Good call by a ref. That was on the edge of the line.
I did see it touch the line.
Yeah.
Great
And
dig by
Tracy-
Melissa, too.
And now Melissa's working herself into this match, but a lot of that has to do with Tracy
Side
not
down.
quite as sharp as she was during the first 7 or 8 points.
Serve.
Tracy's starting to miss hit some balls.
Tracy serves
Right,
at
she's slowing
10,
down a little
3.
bit. I don't know if it's because of the 10 points she made. She's just giving herself a little break,
Chris Show.
a little breather, if you will.
James was out.
That's where you see how much ground she covers.
To the server.
Report to the desk.
And if you're Melissa there, you have to expect that to come back. She thought the point was over. Tracy just floated one. Melissa should have been running up there to cover it.
Absolutely. If she would have ran 4 or 5 steps, she
Tracy
would have been right
serves at
there.
11. Place 3.
I think so far the MVP of this match has been our referee.
Point.
He is on point, and like you said, Sal, very professional.
Very professional.
Score now. Hold it.
And
And
Sal, I know that you said that, you know, the
12,
harder
place
shots can
3.
power through this wind, but I'm telling you right now, this is gusting now at about 40 miles per hour, maybe
Point to the
maybe
server.
35, but regardless, it will affect particularly the serves.
Yeah, it does. And Tracy
Tracy
hits the
serves
ball
at
like a small
13,
ball, so
plays
she rolls it
3.
off her hand, and there's some hook to that.
Bernice Torres.
Side down.
Now, how tall is Tracy? Do you know?
5'10",
Wow. 5'10", wow.
taller than you, I think.
Absolutely. By like 2 feet.
Melissa serves at 3:13.
This game is almost over here. Melissa needs to figure out something that's out. I was
Side
actually
down.
in. Great shot from Tracy. Melissa needs to try and figure out something, Sal, for game number 2, because
Tracy serves at 13. Place 3.
thus far her game is not impacting Tracy at all.
Right. Tracy does look comfortable, though. She doesn't look stressed out.
Point
She
to
looks
the
comfortable.
server.
Mel looks, I would say, unhappy and tired.
The score is
She
set
looks very
point.
frustrated to me.
Plays 3.
Not really tired, just frustrated, but I'm sure she's tired. Who isn't out here?
Great shot. Oh, I
Side
thought Tracy
down.
had the right spin on that. Not quite, though.
Now it's a game point 3.
Melissa serves at 3. Plays 14.
I'm still shocked over the last honestly 5 or 6 matches that I've seen have been under 4 or 5 points.
We can't seem to find a close match on this show court today, Sal.
2 minutes.
I go to the back courts and there's amazing matches going on.
That's right.
Point plays 3. Side down.
That's Tracy's 6th serve out
Thank you,
in
sir.
the first game.
Goldenberg.
Still leads
Acevedo
14-3 though.
for the
Now coming up, we
Turkey
may have one of the closest games
At 3 plays 14.
coming up next. That's right.
Well, see, I'm not here to predict. I'm just here to report. But if
Side
you're referring to
down.
the Timbo Boxer matchup, it should be a good one. A great one, actually.
What's your opinion on
Set point
Timbo's
plays
uh,
3.
his I guess his role here coming from New York and him executing and dominating how he is?
Well, this gives us a brief
minutes.
window to talk about that as we look forward to that matchup, which will come on immediately following this. Timbo, to me, is just an incredible athlete. The guy has 2 incredible hands. He's got incredible offense with both hands. He moves exceptionally well, and he doesn't make mistakes. And he, like you've told me, Sal, does play a one-wall style, but the one-wall style suits this type of game. He's very aggressive. He doesn't give guys like Gabino and Flash a chance to even get into their games. He takes their speed away from them. I'll be interested to see how he does against the next level guy, which is Boxer. Boxer, to me, when healthy, is a top 5 level guy. So this will be a great test for Timbo, which, if you're going to ask me to make a pick, I would take Timbo. I know you're sort of on the fence there.
It's close. It's a 50-50 to me. I don't know how the effect of the other games Timbo played in one wall have affected him, if any. I know he runs about
6 miles a day.
6 miles a day.
But, you know, since we've been here on Tuesday, Sal, Timbo has been playing a minimum of 8 hours a day on the court. And he seems just as strong in the 8th hour as he does in the first.
I think he still has the same shirt on since Tuesday.
Well, he said he didn't want to pack a bag. It's just a hassle. So he just came with just himself.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Well, not if you're sharing a room with him. I think it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, might not smell too good. But nice for him. Simplifies everything. I know you, Sal, you know, you wake up, you put on a yellow jersey, you play, you put on one of your reds, and you might wear a black jersey between games and a different yellow jersey. Then when you go clubbing, it's a whole different story. So you've got probably 3 or 4 bags that you pack.
5.
Okay.
Now, over to the right, we got Tanisha, I think, warming up from Orange County to play a one-wall big ball match. Have you seen her play one-wall?
I haven't, no. I've seen her play 3-wall, and I'm very impressed. Talking to Pee Wee today, he said, you know, didn't think that Tanisha really had a complete all-around game when he started 2 years ago. I said, you have to understand, she's only been playing for 4 years. When he started 2 years ago, she was literally half the player she is now. I mean, Tanisha is just phenomenal.
A month ago, we actually met up after work, and we went to LA to go play at the one-wall court there. We were there for a couple of hours. I took a couple of guys there, Kevin Gonzalez, a handful of guys from Orange County, and we were there training one-wall just on a typical day, and going over some of the blocking rules and you know, things like that. And she liked it a lot. She liked the game. She got some games against some decent players and some other guys from there. And I told her that she has everything to, you know, everything she needs.
Yeah.
So hopefully she'll dominate there.
Well, you know, Tanisha has that winner's mentality. She's not used to losing, and that's a big factor.
Got the wind out here, blowing over some tents. Gonna get them secured.
I think you definitely have to adjust your game a little bit in this wind. Play it a little bit safer, a little farther from the lines, more towards the middle of the court, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you're trying to do those angle serves and things like that, right on the line. I mean, believe it or not, the wind will move it around. We're coming back here. Score 0-0, second game.
Great get there from Tracy. Mel's got to put that away, but she doesn't. Best rally of the match.
Side down.
Does Tracy always play with sunglasses on?
Outside, yes.
Okay.
In fact, I don't know how anyone doesn't. I can't even step outside without sunglasses. I don't want to make it all about me.
I can't play with sunglasses.
Really?
I guess it's just because I buy the the cheap $5 ones.
Yeah, you need to get the polarized kind. Once you play one game with them and realize they're not a hindrance, but actually a huge help, you'll never be able to play without them, even on a cloudy day.
Point to the server.
Oh, wow.
I was that guy that couldn't wear sunglasses, and then I got used to them in 5 minutes, and I can't ever play without them.
They really, I mean, they soothe your eyes, when
Yeah.
especially under the
Point
stress
to the
moments.
server. The score is at 2. Play 0. Point to the server.
And Tracy just completely dominating the action here.
Hold the serve, ladies.
We apologize for that sound coming from your microphone when you took it off, Sal. It's very sensitive.
Tracy serves
Sorry
at
about that.
3,
That's
play
okay.
0.
Scores 3-0. Tracy's up again. Reminiscent of the first game. 4-0 there.
That ball was 10 feet over the fence that Melissa just hit.
What do you think Melissa's struggling with here?
That was a point to the server.
Well,
Just the return
Tracy
serve?
now serves at 4.
really, there
Play
hasn't been
0.
much good to say about Melissa's game. She came into this match with what I would call the wrong kind of look. I mean, she didn't look like she wanted to
Point
be
to the
there.
server.
I've seen her play a lot better on the other
Tracy
games
now serves at 5.
in
Play
California when she
0.
would make it out there. She was playing really strong and all that. I don't know if
You know, I'm one of these people that believes who you're playing has a lot to do with how strong you play.
I see.
Point to the server.
And, you know, a lot of people just chalk up losing to I played bad. But
Right.
the fact is you could have played an hour before on the same court and looked perfect. Nothing's going to change in an hour. And the only thing that changes is your opponent.
Right. It's very
So-
true.
So I think what Tracy's doing is completely neutralizing everything that Mel wants to do, and I think Tracy does everything a little bit better than Mel, including moving better. You've seen Mel just not really able to make a lot of pickups. A lot of that comes from playing so far back, but I also don't think
Point to the server.
she necessarily has the foot speed and agility that
Right.
Tracy does. I don't know what kind of workouts Mel does to prepare for these events, but I do know what kind of workouts Tracy does, and it's about 3 hours in the gym every day, not
Really?
including the handball. Yeah,
Point to the server.
it's truly unbelievable.
Time
She's
out,
got
first time out.
But you say it's
Kettle-
cardio, calisthenics, weight
It's
training?
everything.
Really?
It's kettlebells and it's weights and it's treadmills and it's sprints. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
I mean, you're talking about a true professional athlete. Every day.
I have,
And eating healthy.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Does she play any other sports?
You know, she grew up, Tracy's one of the most humble people that you'll ever meet, so she won't really tell you, but she did grow up playing basketball and softball, and I would just presume that she was very good at both. You know, Tracy's one of those people, she'll just say, you know, I play handball. Meanwhile, she's got multiple world championships, multiple national championships, probably close to 40 total combined.
Wow.
And Tracy's the type of person that she's got an aura about her. People, particularly kids, just look up to her like you couldn't believe. I mean, these kids look at her like she's Venus Williams or
Right. They idolize.
Azarenka. I mean, idolize her.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We
Serves
coached
at 10.
Tracy's
Play 0.
one of our head coaches at the WPH, and we coached about 200 kids every day this summer, and every one of those kids
Point.
idolized Tracy.
And that was a really nice side front shot that went out the door on the left. It was ridiculous.
Tremendous shot.
I actually thought it was gonna hit. It was gonna hit the sidewall, and it didn't.
The score is now 11 plays 0.
Wow, 11-0. on this.
And remember, Sal, and I've said this a couple times, but I think it's worth mentioning, Melissa beat Tracy on this court in this event last year.
Wow.
And now she's been outscored thus far 26.
Melissa serves at
To
0,
3.
plays 11.
What was this? What were the scores? Do you recall?
I know that it was 15-14 in the tiebreaker last year. Melissa won.
Wow.
To the server.
And it was rally scoring. So it obviously came down to that point.
Melissa serves at 1, plays 11.
To change that to an 11-1.
Yeah. It gives us hope, Sal.
Wow. Yeah, it definitely gives me hope.
I'm always looking for inspiration.
Side down.
Maybe someday I'll beat Emmett.
I'm totally inspired.
Tracy serving at 11, plays 1.
And that ball's over.
To the server.
I believe there should be a point penalty for hitting balls over the fence. I mean, in golf, you can't just hit the ball out of bounds and
Last
re-tee
time
it.
out
Right.
For Melissa.
I mean,
I know in doubles we joke around. Sometimes in doubles, if the one guy misses it and the other guy swings and also misses it, we joke around about it being 2 points, but it's never happened.
should be, though.
Should, I believe
Yeah.
so. You had 2 attempts at it.
Right.
Now we're looking off to the side. Tanisha's playing her, I think it's her first ever one-wall big ball official match in her entire life, I believe. Wonder how she's doing.
We'll send one of our scribes out there to find out and report back to us.
Tom in. Tracy.
I know the last 2 or 3 points she's been out in the back, so those most likely have been points to the
Once again, Melissa, you have no
server.
more timeouts remaining. Tracy, you still have 2. Tracy serves.
Tracy now looking to wrap up this quarterfinal match.
Right.
Just completely dominating 12-1, as you can see on the scoreboard.
Melissa's used up all her timeouts here, and there's only 3 points left in this game. If Davis can make these last 2 points in a row.
I don't know if I like using that second timeout, because if she makes a comeback, it's going to take a lot of energy. She may run out of energy,
Right.
but it looks unlikely at this point, Sal.
I usually wait for an opportunity to call timeout when the other team makes a very, very nice shot. That's when I usually use the timeout, just to break their stride.
That was a side down. Melissa serves at 1, plays 12.
A good serve by Melissa.
Hold the serve. Hold the
Good call by her ref, Taiwan. What's the speed of the wind, you think?
Excuse me?
What's the speed of the wind out here?
Well, I estimated at 35 to 40 miles per hour.
Wow.
Gusts. And being in the desert, that's not uncommon.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of wind in the desert, particularly in the afternoon. You know, you get into that 3 to 5 o'clock range in the desert, and there's generally a lot of wind. You try and play golf at 3 or 5 o'clock in the desert, and you'll find out you really need to control your ball.
13, plays 1.
I try to stay away from anything that has to do with the desert, except Vegas.
Side down.
That's smart, actually. But you did have a lot of success when you came to Tucson.
1, plays
Right.
13.
I love that air conditioning, though.
Here's a big setup for Tracy.
Next up on court
Side out.
1.
There's that smart, high-percentage side front shot.
Well, Tracy owns that shot.
Beltran.
Tracy serves
actually
at
has a
13,
patent on it.
plays 1.
Do you see any differences in this game and her indoor game?
She plays very similar. I see her attacking the ball a little bit more
To the server.
here,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually like to see her attack the ball more in four-wall. In fact, when she played Fiona Shannon, who was the 3-time defending world
Score
champion
is
in Ireland,
match point.
she
Plays
did very well when
1.
she was attacking the ball. When she let the ball play her is when she struggled a little bit.
Yeah. And
But that's the
game.
play
Set and
that's going to
match.
win points against anybody. And just a great performance there from Tracy Davis. And she moves on, and you see a nice fist pump there. It's got to feel vindicating for her to come back and
Wow.
take out Melissa after losing to her last year. She'll be in the semifinals. She'll play the winner of Ashley Moeller and Alethea Mendez.
That'll be a good game.
We're going to take a quick break here, Sal, and we're going to come back in just a couple of minutes. So you stay tuned here to RaceFreightLive.com. And we'll look forward to seeing you in a bit.
Rethink what you know about this Vegas icon. Elevate your expectations at the Stratosphere Hotel, Casino, and Tower. See what's new, up, down, and all around.